Believing in relics is biblical. Hey everybody, I'm on location in Rome, Italy, inside of a tomb from the 1st century. One of the common criticisms that Protestants make of Catholic and Orthodox Christians when they travel overseas is that relics are anti-biblical, but that's actually not true. If you read the Bible carefully, you'll see that it believes in relics both in the Old Testament and in the New Testament. For instance, we see relics in the story of Jacob's bones in Genesis 50 and in the story of Elijah's mantle in 2 Kings 2. Better known, however, is the story connected with Elijah's successor and the possessor of his mantle, Elisha. After a corpse was lowered into the grave of Elisha, the Bible says the dead man came to life and stood on his feet just as soon as the dead man touched the bones of Elisha. Even in his death, Elisha was still working miracles through his relics. In the New Testament, there are several miracles connected to relics. The first is the most puzzling episode, recounting how tombs of the dead were opened up. For instance, Matthew 27 says, "Many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised as Jesus was dying." And elsewhere, Mark 5 tells a story of a woman who suffered from hemorrhages for 12 years, but was immediately healed after touching a piece of Jesus' clothing. Similarly, the miraculous powers of Peter and Paul, who both lived here, were very prominent. Acts 5 says that the mats, people were sent out in mats and cots in the street so that Peter's shadow might fall on them, and as soon as they came by, his shadow did, they were healed. Finally, the Apostle Paul was such a great miracle worker that even the handkerchief that he used to wipe the sweat, like on a hot day today, called a sudarium or sweat cloth in the Roman world, it healed people. Acts 19 says God did extraordinary miracles through Paul so that when the handkerchiefs or aprons that touched his skin were brought to the sick, their diseases left them and evil spirits came out of them. So next time you see relics at an old church or shrine or come to a cemetery, you know the truth. Relics are biblical.